Thank you very much. Good afternoon, and thank you very much for tuning in this afternoon. This is Speaker Damon, Seth Damon. I'm actually the speaker of the 24th Navajo Nation Council. Bitani, born for Nana Stasia Touchy Do Ashine Dashache and Sabidni Dashanala. I'm coming here to you today. We're usually remote out there from the Navajo Nation Council chambers, but we're here throughout the Navajo Nation. I got my colleagues on the line, and we're good to talk to not only the members of the Navajo Nation and our staff, not only from the legislative branch and the executive branch, the judicial branch, but everybody else throughout the Navajo Nation and outside the Four Corners and outside of Four Sacred Mountains. Thank you for logging in, listening in. I think we're live on Facebook, Vimeo, and YouTube. Thank you very much to our staff for being with us this afternoon and really getting out the message. I know that there's a lot of individuals that are listening in and concerned about what we're going to be discussing today. And the purpose of this radio forum that the Speaker's office, not only working with the 24th Navajo Nation Council and the legislative branch, and our Madam Controller, Ms. Perlene Kirk, who's on the line with us this afternoon too as well, is really trying to inform the people and get the public's response to as well through responding on Facebook, Vimeo, or YouTube. And what we're going to be discussing is how the CARES funding is filtered and funneled down through one of the programs that a lot of the Navajo Nation Council delegates have been working on, and that's our Fund Hardship Assistance Program. And how this was established and what it was established for, and what the Navajo Nation Council is doing, working together with the executive branch and primarily the Navajo Nation Controller's Office. Before I move forward, let me just say hello to our Navajo Nation President and Vice President and our Chief Justice, Madam Joanne Jane. Thank you. I know you're probably listening in too as well. What we're going to do today is go through, get some updates from our colleagues, and then from there move forward and hear from the Madam Controller herself too as well. So before I move forth on anybody's updates and recommendations on moving forward, let me go ahead and have my colleagues. I know I'm joined here today by Honorable Charlene So, by Che, Honorable Keelan McGay, Honorable Nathaniel Brown, and Madam Controller. If you would like, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, colleagues, and Madam Controller, Ms. Honorable Charlene So, if you want to go ahead and start off with that this afternoon, then we can go from there.
Okay. Honorable Keelan McGay. Honest with us, Charlene So, Natin Besh Badas Anansh. Late was a conduct Nasha the Sugan, Nanish Agent that the Nanshaw, but Anipashin, Twachini Dashache, Kilhachini Dashanale, Dequel, and it's Red Mesa, Twasakan, Isanspas, and Mexican water, Ajabanash Nashako, a hat in the Deshnis. Thank you.
Yati Sikado Shidnan of Lenigi Shady Kudo Keelan McGay Jr. A Akoko Hanagani Aiden and Shlonki Army Ada Shija. But Ahni Dashe out of this cheatney Ada Shinale Ado Kudo Shla Sahanda Atlehiki but had the Shaki a Low Mountain chapter Ado Tachi Blugat chapter. Helena Cottonwood chapter, Nazini chapter, and Minifarms chapter. Kodak Helanda A. Yisiki Nasha. Kodit Ego Kodo, Dishe Hashin Sol Kitchena Honit Astolis Pinye Kodo, Chain Linigi, Speaker Seth Damon, Shin Hot I Kodo Large, and Hayasti Kodo A. Kodo Shin Dishin, Kissin Dahil Net Dolishik N. Linigi, Ada Kodo Shemaya Zenidia Stockhazi, Delegate So. Ado Kodo, the Christian National Office of the Controller, Ms. Kirk, Ado Arnold Floyd, Okehan Hidini, Listo, Kodo, the President's Office, Vice President, ado kodo Chief Justice ado Arnold Tway kehan kitini do listo sai kodo yo khas November kodit ai kodo hije da si do le khas enotlingi speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Keon Begay. With that, Honorable Nathaniel Brown, are you on the line?
Yeah, the speaker. Yes, this is Delegate Brown. Yeah, SK doshne that's in Tangi. She topa hansle. They then hot so get test job. Tebe tohli other ya SK shmake adondake. Ado kia ani a basishin or look up the net basishin a twinish tinki he card ya ado SK ado Kiani das shadow as a national ado lay chilchin bitro ado danohot so do trodenish ajebanasha a the nesha jos baut ash nanisha ninla a could ajebanasha ado lay base of this a best bands and niligi a trapasada ko Ladain that the special has actual indolence and the only thing that I want to really say is you guys have time. Don't panic. We have time. We have another 30 days and other chapter wait we the dish thank you, speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Brown. With that, Madam Controller, Colleen Kirk, are you on the line?
Speaker, auto, yeah, auto kudo, that is not against hadna beach. She ya Perlin Kirk again, yeah, auto, could you not be what I need to argue based on dehiki a yashin on the shish. Auto slenige ya twitch eating sle auto na trade in abashis chin my deshkis ni ya dash che do traba ya dash nale agisi na shadow ya kin that chi hodieja aja yisi na sha auto a hajoshi skishin da dilne do bad da hilne git au nikili shane da dilni a
Thank you, Madam Controller. I don't know if you have anybody else from your office on the line that maybe can help out, if they want to introduce themselves now, or is it just yourself?
Speaker Shideya.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you, Madam Controller. I'll let you take the helm here shortly, but let me go ahead and go back to our lineup here. I know that, again, I thank everybody for listening in. Thank you for taking your time out your Sunday for listening into the address that we have here from my colleagues from the 24th National Nation Council and from Madam Controller. And greetings to all our panelists who are here this afternoon. Thank you for taking the time out too as well. I know today's forum is going to be talking about the CARES funding, particularly a hardship assistance program. So before we go on to talking about our application process, let me give some time over to Honorable Charlene So, and then Honorable Keon Begay can take over after Honorable Charlene So to provide some feedback and some updates maybe on how this we got to this point, and just give an overview on what we are expecting and what we need to do, and how we've been working together to get this program started and situated and trying to have the best benefits for our Navajo people. So without further ado, Honorable Charlene So, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Nana Shija Ado Nana Yat the CARES Act, the Quidishi be Nasi Glee 3, 4, 5 times a week. I don't like sleep be not a assassi Glee that nation that none a co equa Anita Shana Honorable Brown, yeah, had see don't rush at Niniki, don't panic. Lay the end of November 30th. November 30th, there's plenty of time. I hope that you guys will be able to relay the message to I know we have some people that live way further away from the main area, the chapter houses, from the main highway. That energy, CARES Act. We talked about it, amendments, and to best suit the people. The more is linked at the more don't watch it yet. The first week without any elders 65 without amendment and then for some chapters since the opening of applications, at the 1,000 applications, they received that much. They just opened it up to the public. We have some chapters, in the chapter houses, they have less than 1,000 voters. They open it up to the entire voting age. There's some misunderstandings. There were questions. The message chapter the application process since the voting registration is low than 1,000 of the applications that we received. We're trying to assist in so many ways. Facebook Messenger, I get messages. Text messages, email, we've been trying to communicate this. Utah portion, northern Arizona. We've been trying to coordinate with the chapters. The application drive, and the first week it was really challenging for us. So the CDC guidelines, we've been abiding by that. The Facebook post they're in line. They're lined up. Lay chapter officials they're working really hard. The Christians, it's not their fault with the application that was made available. Show some respect to our chapter officials. They're also on the front lines as they're putting these application drives together. I don't need chapter administration of that, and again, need chapter managers. They come in contact with people as they're filling out applications. I don't need training. You cut down that what a chapter applications beniya. A quote a shone a benacha at the schneego na nails conscious in there. I don't Scotty quite that's an old angi. We have to abide by it. I don't need there has been a line of constituents to get to these applications to fill it out. The schedule big echo they go to the chapter house to fill out applications. We again quit social distancing, and within a certain amount of crowds gathered, 5. The recommendation A5 don't lay less than 5. and we cannot have too many within certain buildings and within a certain vicinity. Which is CDC guidelines that energy health orders. Agents they're active at agent shaban kunsin dot ashondish den na. Dik at unlay he nakashina da ostra unlay East Coast, West Coast, unlay South Dakota, Idaho, that energy Seattle, Washington, such and that has not so these shabby should not left that no questions should edelia but not go apply it as long as you have a census number out of the CARES Act like she the question sagi nas it's other it affected your finances, health, your livelihood. She Mrs. Siko, Nado, you guys are entitled to that, but you will have to explain the hardship that you have come across. And in the questionnaires, you guys came across the questionnaires, reduction in income resulting from loss of hours. Hour pay hour that energy. So you are eligible to apply. If you were around it, you were affected by it. They became in contact with it. It leads you to isolation, quarantine. She livestock expenses. A job that need the man laid off furlough that energy least without applications that because the cousin sagi she hand sanitizers, but additionally Clorox that energy not order she solutions that energy the question based on sunscreen go disinfect in down the run and lay she walls countertops tables she going to go new restroom disinfect out of the question big based on sunscreen to get stop lado questionnaires even if it's more than one ask for the question 1, 2, 3 so the initial all that apply the letter last name letter the question non-questions should check when can I expect it? And 8 at the days according question controller Perlin Kirk according chapter officials at the glass that energy big that these all Nedeliano at the Schnigo at the Schnetti at those needs to be respectful Joe of course not done needs in Joe if we think positive when we remain positive we will get through this together. but we have to be supportive of one another, and we will see this through. Bear some patience with us as your leaders and your chapter officials. Perling Kirk, the controller. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Charlene. So with that, let me give some time over to Honorable Keon Begay. Honorable Keon Begay, the floor is yours.
Speaker of the Navajo Nation Council, Mr. Damon, Adokadosh Manidi Hisnasna, Adokadosh, brother Delegate, Delegate Brown, Adokodon Hitchahadzi, Akoshik Ain of Lindiki, Kodo, Adquik Machine has Age, Saiki, Kodo Bana in the Bana in Banda in the Do has your base, Shik Ain of Lindiki Ashord. Nihiti na dik adyad Lindiki Atsehaki nal sosia hayis sos do Atsehaki tit egon nal sosia hatayis sos do hot ego ko Atsape so anto los do hot apen in Shiki et eta Shik Enos Lindiki Benina Koko Ad about Hins no Sene dik at Hanana zet konk at Nichets November, took out ain't it lake and nane dol cost as tatting. What are nane dol cost go. What are then dick at nal sauce. Eggy sleep in the ya nal sausiki the more as last week in the yaheki a coins in Mustandon he changed in null. Di kwaki get on chito koje base bay ni base in fact case peti niki to yego bes bahozan to ido the internet bay at the niki kwaki ba a hot go pindi hata to list to peki I see pe large a base of hoto lito hit the no niki Ado hit Ashin Konka the Hik, then give it is, then give it Banta has Confuel chair the Tada the Kato, they eat the Tahulo, Ado Akhashin Kon, and then give the stock concert, Lagan Bizat, after Yego, after Yego, Feta Hosen, Nikito Huda, Haki 80 Konal sauce, and then Nikiko, Atlanta, Lekon, Hichota, Yago, Eshi Ajsa, Yitatas me. Adotik a discount na kekon your castik at November date Nimiki Asian Kotosh Nalishin Yahat List a cocoa to etik at RG ki Asian tik at application anal so kissing stop Ahodon or list to out his hotel eat or list the tik a patient case Nimiki is canto Asian at Ani Anot Koto Navajo Nation. What ego go kuto in his senses for long go kuto dit ego go quagishin ha hot eco nada to tla tik at a much not to tle a coco asti nishik no sendit as shonde tik at anil to dit up yen dit hiki which is okay at what aimed tik at le kuto at session as host from that hanata hines de to adoshin the ecoje after the controller J Archbishop on the Ekotoshi Arjit Ashi Kit Nati is not as the picture hold just the sheen the Arj Yard Deligishi 8 and then Deligi picture coordinate to list the Abi Rate stop watching Hippies on Anini Clinici Dick at the quick machine and Jetish Atiki Ek at Yard Delegate at in the Arjo Compent Nahin Test to list Hala you see a based on Delegate at Panich, I did this dinner and half 8 meals so I could go a piece of Gehaholia in the base ones Anatic at the initial I not so Delegate, Yanata as me go at me go etik at so assembly what that or so go to there's nothing about things at the meal so no 714 million to a base on Lindy Arden that under Washington then a co AEC penny Yahake Drake the question na he had Nimiki a paper Nashiko Kutoni and Lindy to the conquered Navajo nation hit at Nigo to a based on Lindy on Habitat go coach na be hope Washington but what yeah ako ehustan ko test dog at nile a cage on yard pick up peso na so betan hutit ahin tahi test and ki kat slakon jo ago ko to Navajo Nation Council resolution biti nigo ko based on deliki kat hot atas ako ko ke ni ke ka ko ni kabayel ke CS CS-7420 hot ego ko a K 49 million a coco to a story a hundred not at all a core a ship and nago a 70 the not at the coche a coco dick at the media bahas 714 million na halanet na a coche coco Michigan hit ashing ko programs pati niliki ajo sa peso papacha Italian ako hashit Asian to papo tahanes zanta tikat niya ol kito tiya niliki la ito to sochiti instaki na ko tikat hasha tiki ajo hit ahone na ko tikat atape aha ko tikat ko hardship niliki penti ajo ko pe yetenota chotati no epan yel ki ashik no seniki ko epe nashiko hahinet na kadyaliki kan hiche honna na politika programs which hotalia ya ko ki kat hashin zaho patol jisto hashin zago tento kistik at aj ko benin nashiko ko ki benata anisto Benane Nisko at Esik no Seniki, a coco doshi at 49 million zeta tolle the sheet lapinat because Honado ni a co aquaki panansi ni Kashik no Seniki, Ado Benat Ahanta, Nato Ahanti and Nata Odia. I could end a sing factor based on Dinikito Yard and Diniki pay Naha. Ben Hahisto Park ko Ashik no Seniki, a co Ape Nashiko Kototi, Katiad, Zenikin, Katazon, his Chanati, Aspen, Ye Koto, Banyana, T Def, a coco dik at the Snit Ice Cardo Shanty Koto Internet, Neniki Pito, Asian Con can has chin the dog, and has chin data at 8 at the Shinkok at dika patient set case Neniki Shin Beach, RJ Koto, Hanahal Gisto, the RJ Koto Internet application, Neniki Shin RJ Hot in Hashinet and Zenigito, other Peskel, not any other Koto. Family members, Muslimiki Shin Hajobe, this was an Aj, did ego even ya open Nani Nato list, Ado Koto, the instruction, Nimiki Joy Koto, and Office of the Controller of Office GDC website will provide additional information. Aj, a Koko Ebe, the Nashi Koto, Shik Eno Senki, Kwagi Gishi, Hajon Habakun, Sando Hajobe, this was net. Ko Benago Koto and Nikotoni that Shmaya Yahazi it out the Papa Hatot the it out the Benada big out the dog Niki Asho innocent Ashode be Han Soki stop it Han Si case Jokoto Hala Sasale baby Nashapan Saha Kesiki de base o Anin Hitchoya Benina Niki Ejoy the Koto Dick at the Costin Saha Niki Nasniki Koton hit Neto Hayut pushing hits up native la corpen is quite deep ever quite is based on then keep now but up people had that to list up by yet that only a call in the Koto big at the deep list up beat ego con nasta snadity ha to ABC pen yeti based on then keep RJT up at the halia top at the who is not in of Seniki ashing quite it on Nishibe case at Notli other cook at every night. Other dig at weekends, but Saturday and Sunday, Kodo Tanda and Kastato, Kunk, I curfew, Nigo, Kunk at to a dig at the Nandinki, Hit other years not or teacher but not hat in the key without ego shit and Nisaho, Chideta shit up a kid that is not lead the dodge, the young that ishi, Ajib, Benashi Kodit, Nahot has Leki, Quacky, get to Ajib and Ecuador, Behajob, and he can't deal what you had Nimiki, Ashik Ain or Slimiki, a Corbin Nago got Ashon, then hit the snack, hit Ashing, hit Sato, affected you. So a lot of our Navajo people, it's other kudo that not the lucky, when we now go quaggy, gish ope, with the zinkish quaggy, with edge put ego kudo, the Nanjinki, did our yego shika, you need that kudo, can that credit out. Way to it that hit our ship that big ego go cook a did the kid has needed at that haggy at the other to in that Washington that based on his who you like it at the company now go eco hit our ship like job han socket or the indo on hit the snow be banan hinish kanshik in slinky that is not sanky a masan a chain and null. Hit Ashin Kodon Harshin and then you should be able to yak Kito base to yet Quacky a coco and Mexico Ecuador did that Sudden didn't get assistant by Hasi or Lesto other Kodoshin check on Ango Ecuador did ego Kodo Ankicheda with Asto Le other Apan Yat Hiko Nahiti Ye the Kita Estoshik Ain or Seniki Peninago Kodona so slanty in needle not so smooth up a car Jokot Ago 80 Ecuador response under Dandiniki Chin has created that the Kodonian and largest Kaki President Nesdo Vice President Liza Kabiji Kaila Dylan Kataisi Belan Sling Concho Eagle for 8 hot store a company Nago Kunkat hit 8 Alana Bikiat hit at the door Yata hit the Kokodat Eki to 8 Hadit on the Hahane needed it up base of net long hit what neck to Nigo Nahiti Yediki that Haki Nat Sate or is the Hosaniki that Egot ain't Kunkat now so school but car did up a car dealer Belan Slit Land joke that Haki be Nasta hit them take a go and the joke Dobe to Yale Tito put on his partners later at other chapter coordinators and then get the other not so ski what they do the she yen his Hanaki that Ashik Ain or Seniki quick cake the other kid that the English Kodo chapter has other agency don't they Ataga Hot Sanjan Nahol Argo Kodo based on Deniki Ziego to be test in Kit Edo Kodo that Washington then he gets in Pete I based on Cheetos in Stotit I based on Deniki Tipa Cheetos in State Tota John his Nigo other yen he gets test yen he gets Eki that Hagi that Ashik Ain or Deniki and Ashik meet Kodo Akit Ashin that has the go quote at the on the Shishi that Eden that has on the between the topics in which a whole yaki and Kodo controllers then get out and have only then keep it on the yag wishing Kodo a Yatona the sneaky pass and then get up and we don't last year Ecuador and the ski aperture when it is a daily sick and or sending a cordit egg Kodo Bahasi to Listo up or Nestle to Jodo Kinato Tago Kodor Bestanashkanito other Kodor in the Nagishi Sato Shahajo Street or please so what are she Kodo Sahasi on this speaker Damon
Thank you very much, Honorable Keon Begay, and thank you very much for your expression of towards our individuals that are listening in. So with that, again, thank you to not only Honorable Charlene So, but Honorable Keon Begay for giving an overview of not where we are at to today. If you're just listening in and joining in with us, whether you're on through the radio or whether you're online through YouTube, Vimeo, or Facebook, thank you very much for listening in to the 24th Navajo Nation Council, giving an overview and giving updates on the Navajo Nation CARES funds. As you know, the Navajo Nation receives some dollars, and particularly what we're discussing here today is the Navajo Nation Hardship funds that will be going out to individuals who are eligible across the Navajo Nation. And with that, I do have our next, my next colleague on the Navajo Nation Council, Honorable Nathaniel Brown, who's going to give us an update too as well. So, Honorable Brown, without further ado, the floor is yours.
Ayat speaker, Shikna Ash, Beshpa Hassan, Nakayan Skiki, Ado Shadeja, Delegate Charlene So, Ado Shikna Ash, Kiel Begay, Delegate Kiel Begay. Ado Shkedo Shadnen, Shini, Shama, Shaja, Shamasan, Shache, Shanala, the Teleke, Shadeja K, Shadake, Shana K, Zede. Took Ebeda Kegia tank at the Schneedor left us in Angi. A Koyat Ado Nike Yadi Bestman San Linear, but Nahan CK so could Nkayel Keta, a Benny Togita Ado Ngatra Shago Shamata no Lini Shije a Nkatso that is in the Dohnini Kehen the Dishni. Yad ehok estashido nedo nhata hoshia sandwich and dish after hang the schneedole could adia the nani clini sish clini clini could ane tasha hesto the doesn't arcade na rada hesto do jopa anida a co dole do the ishing the translate linigi and led huisani ayata card the did abeg kehedoljish Hajon ki dad bahasoje hajon ke od inki bahasoje dankadoni ashink at kuda akund at kwegi inka da son league apesh mas anitlini a bini kahnitsen kwegi nhayil kidon khanda hit ado akoya kudo eya kud an kita hasri to lechik edo shidne ta not ado tikhudinsen nita a Queggy a did put Ashi Kinan the Shil Indole. A call did not Landa Banda today who is eligible for this program. Khayla Adeya Quedinal everyone's eligible, whoever has a census number. So census number, financial hardship if you need. Number 2, do I have to submit an application to get funding for this program? Every household can have one application. There's an application that's out there. Congo, November 2nd, go. How much money am I eligible for? Twisani over 18 and 15 up to 1,500 doesn't mean you're going to get the full amount. It depends on how much money council will allocate. So conduct up on data. A call over 18 is up to 1,500 and under 18 would be up to $500 per person. A call it's up to, it does not guarantee you the full amount. A call maybe you were laid off or school or directly impacted by like furlough or when the stores are closed, your job laid you off for some time, or actually if you did contact or if you had COVID-19, if you tested positive. But that any number 3, how much money? Oh, we did that. How much money am I eligible for? How is the application structured? There is one application per household. You will need to know the full name, Navajo Nation, census numbers, date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your social security numbers. 5, how do I apply? You may apply online through the portal or by filling out paper application at the local community center or chapter house. So one or the other. Ado 6, when and how will I get the money? My money. 1 check per qualifying person will be sent to the mailing address provided to your application provided on your application, or there is a will call option. The date of check distribution is still be finalized by Office of the Controller, and the communication will be forthcoming. So the check on the so that won't be till this month. So please do not panic and stand in line, spend the night in line at the chapter. You still have the whole month of November to apply. Don't rush. Get your I know some people were traveling from Salt Lake City, from Denver, back to Navajo Nation. You still have time. Get the Schneider Leshke. Hanegin and the Nit Ando Leshke Doshne. Ado Ashwande Data Hosia. And on the Kagi of Ohota Nosen. Ache the Nani Tine Astrobich ze hello. Children and Leni. After that, Lando that any dots had the Dawson. Inka action the she yondahal after less a band notkin. Now of all time that the human race is being challenged tremendously. A kodo hashin so bebe bankin nankit and skin. I thought later the hunnet. A could I don't need a shwan the shik a doshin. A yawn the bank has 3 or less a shinnet. She hashin told it if a yate dog echoing $10 other like echoing $100 although you had $100 a speaker and the staff at the radio station could cut the house auto could negi $3 on a tocho ebedak he got $90 so the shim baby kid beradika thank you speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Brown, for giving us that update, and thank you very much for speaking those words to the public and adhering to that. So again, with that, Honorable Brown has issued out some important notices in the hardship, and I think the most important thing that he expressed was that there is time to go ahead and fill out these applications, and that's going to be through the month of actually the entire month starting tomorrow, November 2nd of the month of November. I do have, I think, the most important person on the Navajo Nation who is adherent, who's has worked to really try to make sure that we, the Navajo Nation Council, is working together with her office and with auditors and everybody else to meet the federal guidelines and to really get control of what we need to do in order for us to have a good hardship program so that we're getting to every person that we possibly can. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Madam Controller Perlene Kirk. Madam Controller, it's good to have you on the line this afternoon. And I guess one of the big things I know that individuals wanted to look at was maybe a walkthrough, but I give you this time to speak to the Navajo people who are listening in throughout the Navajo Nation and throughout the world. So, Madam Controller, the floor is yours.
Otto speaker Shazada for this opportunity. Otto Shinale Kodoya Dasti Anita so on General Aya Hadasti so Isha a coho Kodo Aya Jodi the base of Anahat Inigi Be Ka a ye Hatnigi Jo Ade Aya Kolia Kinahoska the Washington DC Ade a coho Ade based on Hijin Kuliagi ya sto a Jashin Hijin Kudei land Ado la goshin stop begin na aslo to Hajoshin 3 $3 in shin biniya bikin da aslo ako bini na ya do a bohli ho tri don isla dan no shi ya bini na chi kodo ya bik ya beso today sil in do sa ya ato choda ita ako bini na chi ya ado be hat ninigi do December 30th aj be no bahan esto ako ICA kude kwiji kude kushide holjish edide beso tridon iligi ebini nach the Queen Desideta kuje bisschen dash nishiki do aj da nishiki beso in del nishiki betao city de haige sin jo kalo sin do jo beso ato tro ato chuda iho ya kude sin o da dilni adeya aj holjish akoho akoho ya di de nani kliniki la ini tsiniki be na khao hot it totally o beso ni kodol ni no ya kotao ya hardship program ya would yell ya akoho ado ke when ado ke la hi ya bin delnish akoho se ya Halet outdoor nistra bekend sos application delne jo ya yan lady Washington de kut au kuchil no ya yen hilta halne sin o bko ya ben delnish a koho application jo ya alsa aro di beso lajo babi ke ta hol ya yen ato chute intlo ya kujigo lajigo nado nisha no kutao ya bin del nishito a koho de nekon a togo a la inda zije da inilo shin bik eho kunela shin ya do lehto bik eho shin kunela shikato washin zinigi shin ya bik eho shin ya kuje de kuila ya bichin da do liye jo ato bata ho zinta a koho kare o hahaljish kota iban test case a koho the modoshte ya kodo ya nalsos ya nilde a koho de shinale konde hajoya da holne ado kare ya is kaunana his count binda shi ya didin case be Edo dai besh hanne in da ahigi konde ha isin dalia bisschen job basse da dalia digi nan au da sin ein ha chin da sande au ya beach ston just so ya a hot sto a kodo ai anal so ste ya ben dai nisa do le his kan ben da don watch a koho dis liki ya ebini ya do le kon a so de a koho ishan kot do le ado ant inde ni is neligi asna aliago do be da hozino ado kuje ya konde beso dinan dehigi seda na din do ba anhast de milso kujo bani nel ba ishan alia adon da in nishe da dot nane sin de kui a koho ato hajo shilpa da hozinta kachin is counting ben na da hozin do yesi kut ein de la 90 million da shino shi al kid nast de mil so shingo a kui ha shi na kid o yak adeya kut a koho bini na shin ya sabi na hinte ho shin ya be na hot do le kon shin ishan da ya shin ya bikero in the da ya da ilia hegi ya batina di kato a kon a da his ago she ya kon de check dan den ge ya be da ni to le shin na da zito kashmish bit o de shi ha ge shin ya be ana da hot sin do le a koho shido a keto na inch kanto leil ado kon keten dot jo kon ati ya di nalni baya dajaltigi baya deltigi ya ati kon hitraho na ko eshin bata hasti sto a ko a janshin a kodahot ein de jo ya in sekesigi aj a be hot ebeni ba delia sto isha a coho cadeia a ben soit a shea belacana do nihizabi be con de application da bichininiki ya nikes ishana sleto le aro koje sto yes count ko diden a case in se case gi adigi sto la ho ya nikes ishana da sleto le sto good evening, everyone. My English speaker, Navajo people. Just wanted to make a few things in terms of the hardship, the Navajo Nation's Hardship Assistance Program, using the CARES funding. So we started the paper process this past Monday, specifically for those elders and special needs populations that didn't have access to internet. So the nation has made efforts through the chapter houses and staff, as well as divisions, programs, and so forth. As of yesterday, or as of now, there has been approximately 130,000 applications that were sent out Thursday and Friday to the various participating chapters, along with some of the instructions and reference materials. So in terms of the paper application, those can be picked up at the participating chapters and can be returned there as well as the Navajo Nation Office of Controller location here in Window Rock. And then also, more importantly, especially during these times when, we are still in the middle of a pandemic and so forth. And as a result, I would say the safest and most convenient way to fill out your application is through the online application, which will go live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Mountain Arizona time, and it will be on our Navajo Nation website, which is Navajo-nsn.gov, and also at the Office of Controller's website, nnooc.org. We are working on getting the links to all the various Navajo Nation websites. So as soon as those get shared, then you would be able to access the online application. Just kind of a little bit of notes regarding the online application. We've tested the system, I believe, enough. I think we can accept 3,000 applications per second, which I don't think it would crash. I know I've gotten some questions on whether our system would crash. I just want to stress the importance of it's not a first come, first serve. So the way this would work is where we have an application period from pretty much starting tomorrow at 6 a.m. and it will go through November 30th, so that everyone has a chance and an opportunity to submit their application online as well as by paper. And the reason why it's not first come, first serve is obviously not only to give a chance for everyone to apply worldwide. I know there's Navajos everywhere, but also it gives leadership a chance. The Navajo Nation Council has the chance to reallocate a lot of these CARES funding originally programmed for other purposes, and if they're not being utilized or spent for various reasons, they can be reallocated. Currently, before Friday, the amount of funding was 49 million. And after Friday night, I believe it about double. I don't have the exact number. I'll probably find that out tomorrow. But the funding available is up to approximately 90 million. If that grows, then obviously we'll let everyone know. At this point in time, I just want to say we've done some estimates. If 75% of our people, the last time Vital Records gave an update, there was a little over 327,000 Navajos enrolled. I'm sure that number has climbed. But if we were to take 75% of that figure, which is around 285,000 Navajos applying, we put in an assumption of 30% being minors. We calculated based on 90 million. I had the figure, approximately 90 million available, then individuals can get $454 that are over 18 and 151 if you're a minor. Again, those are estimates. And so we're keeping track of the available funding. And keep in mind, I think one of the misinformation out there is not only that, you know, this isn't a first come, first serve. That's why there's a rush. It is not first come, first serve. So that's one. Number two, I think people are of the understanding that they will get a $1,500 check. So if you read the resolution, it's up to $1,500, up to $500 for minors. So all of these, the amount of payment will be dependent on the available fund. So please keep that in mind. This is the reason why we're having an application period in the month of November, so that not only can we determine the amount of need that's out there, but also to determine the amount of funding that will be available for the hardship assistance program. So I just want to make that clear. In terms of our going live tomorrow with the online application, I just want to explain a little bit about that process. You will be redirected to a link that is the, we call it the Nehebeso portal. And on the landing page of the portal itself, we have instructional videos, not only in English, but also in our Denebizad. And that will give you an idea of what the online application will look like. And then you will need a valid CIB number, your census number, and a date of birth to get into the online application. The online application will be tied to Vital Records database. So you will need a census number and a date of birth to get into the online application. So I just want to make sure everybody is aware of that. And then also keep in mind that you will need it works better in Google Chrome as opposed to Internet Explorer, and also can be accessed by Android, Apple phones, any other devices, as long as you have the internet access. On the portal itself, we will have 1-800 numbers. Right now, these are helpline numbers. It's 1-833-282-7248. That is a helpline, and they will be open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, 11 to 5, Sundays, 3 to 7. And someone will help assist you in walking through the online applications. And then also there will be an email, if you prefer email, regarding any questions on the application itself. So those are some of the few things that I wanted to let everyone know, let the audience know. And then in terms of the application itself, again, the application was created to essentially comply with U.S. Treasury's guidance and their frequently asked questions. Otherwise, we run the risk of having it being unallowable for whatever reason. So the application itself is fairly simple. The two basic requirements is being an enrolled Navajo with a census number, and then experiencing a financial hardship due to COVID-19. And the way we met those requirements is the application itself. And I can go through the application part by part. You can apply for yourself, you can apply with your family, and then also you can apply on behalf of an enrolled member. And so there's 3 ways, 3 scenarios. And then the other thing would be contact information is important. An applicant, because you do not need an email to get to and create an account so that you can be contacted. There is a section for contact information for the person filling out the application. And understandably, some of our people may not have email or phone numbers. So we have a mailing address. That mailing address is important also. That is where the checks will be mailed. And also, understandably, some people may want a will call option where they'd prefer to pick up a check. So we will have some of those options available. The contact information is important because if there's any issues with your application, then that's where you will be contacted. So if you're going online, then once the application is filled out, if you have an email address as your contact, then you will be notified that your application has been submitted and so forth. In section 3 of the application is the section that's very important. It asks about every applicant, including yourself, the person that's filling out the information. The person that's filling out the application so if you're a family and you have maybe one of your a spouse filling out the application, they will put their information as well as children, spouse, etc. So that's where you will need a CIB census number for every person. And also we will ask for a date of birth and also the last 4 digits of social security numbers. That is our way to verify and authenticate. And also we will ask for the amount of your requests as well as a chapter affiliation. Chapter affiliation does not mean you have to be registered there. It just means essentially for demographics, we're asking that. You don't have to fill it out. It's not required. And so the next section, the 4th section, is important in the sense that it's essentially checking the box, and it's a section where we're determining financial hardship. So that is a key component. Earlier, I mentioned the 2 requirements, the CIB census, you must be enrolled, The other part of it is have endured the financial hardship due to COVID-19. So on section 4 is where whoever is filling out the application is essentially saying, if you're a family, you're saying the family suffered financial hardship, and some of the examples are unemployment, furlough, layoff, loss of hours, or a decrease in rate of pay, that you've purchased personal protective equipment, that you can't pay your utility bill or your rent or mortgage. You have expenses due to isolation, such as quarantine, livestock related expenses, educational related expenses. And then last, you have a section where if you have any unique situation, you can explain. That I will advise everyone to check as many boxes as you can that applies to you. So then the last section of the application is where you're certifying the information is true, etc. And then you will sign the application. If you're online, you're signing it electronically. So that's the basic application. It shouldn't take a lot to fill it out. Again, your key information is your census number, your date of birth, last 4 digits of your social security, and then also include everyone in the household on your application. They should all have census numbers, etc. And remember to check as many boxes as you can on the financial hardship section. And I encourage everyone to apply online. And again, take your time in the next month to do this. There is no rush. The payments aren't going to happen right away. We're looking at payments in December. Those are what I wanted to express. Ado shikedo should nekun din dai nitigi o bilaganak etche ishana ishla to konde in se case beach argent dai nitigi shin kon nitsil cashing a ye dan launching ya arge ni kado jata shin ya ado la higo na so sigil to ado to abe hot kodo ado, let's see, ado nda iliaki ya o ishane na deshlish nda zeton le kashmish biche hodesh jish haigishin ya nda ilie dole akoho kodo shin ya anahdo anahdo na shin sto ado ajashin ya the nashin ekon beso den lindo ado con o onda zito con de ha ishi natni ba da hanegi edi ajashin ho da hot ein de shin ya ado ana de don't not ya kut in de shin ya o hata inotni shin to so de zin da shin de bike ya beach di kashi on so eban test case ado kodo di de da inisto konde de so na raje bin de nishige ya kwije bin de nish ado ado abe nil soit au ya a janshin ya sata dan ta dil kasto kastan on na nihinde kutende ya dahi abedeni gahit an delnish ado as ede shashin kut au yan hil ishan na deslisen sin a gehat da sin als angi.
Thank you very much, Madam Controller. I really thank you for taking your time out to really give us a formal update on what is needed, what questions are out there, and thank you to my colleagues as well for expressing those concerns moving forward. One thing I really enjoyed about your presentation, Madam Controller, was how you expressed that there's going to be a 1-800 number to have our Navajo people call in. And could you go over that again? And maybe Mr. Shorty, I know you're on the line too as well. Maybe we could post that on Facebook, Vimeo, and YouTube so that we can go ahead and have our listeners know we're not running around trying to find a pen and pencil right now, but so we can get that number. Maybe Controller, if you could go over that number and then the hours again, and then I know it seems like you'll be open on the weekends too as well.
Speaker, I just want to say the 1-800 or the toll-free number helpline is 1-833-282-7248. That's the helpline. And again, there's hours 7 days a week. And then also we are currently working on getting a couple Navajo speakers. E a de nebizad aji e yadastiki e konde nshbe had nebi insin gizo e an kadoja e aji ebenia aji sto 1-800 number delia auto in terms of the in case aji had that the leho e ya the neja the instructions aja on the hini the zaji e the do adobilakana achiko e ya behod behanne on e aja sto delia a coho launching e ya we're expecting a lot of applications tomorrow forward, so ebini nacha e ya Ajashin do yo na itikit and shi ya sata di shanti kudnana e nashitni adojo ban tinada di kosa e ya sata e shan na del net so I
Thank you very much, my Controller. And I think that you said that the hours are from 8 to 8 Monday through Friday. Was that? Would you go over the hours again on that hotline, the helpline?
Yes, for the helpline, the hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then Saturdays is 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Auto Sunday is 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Again, if you go through the portal, we do have instructional videos both in Navajo and English. Before you get into the application itself, you can watch the videos, the instructional videos, and then again, you will need a valid CIB number and a birth date to get into the portal, into the online application itself. I also want to stress to the audience that the online application itself is very secured. It's a secured online application, secured portal. And earlier I said 3,000 per second. I actually was saying 300,000 per second. The portal itself can handle 300 people all getting on each second. So it is, we did a number of testing to make sure it doesn't crash. And again, the information itself that we're compiling belongs to the Navajo Nation. So I just want to reassure everyone that as well. Let me know if you have any other questions.
I think one more question I have before I go back to my colleagues. Madam Controller, is that what's the easiest way to access the portal? Is that like going to Navajo, type it in Google Navajo Nation Controller's Office, or what's the easiest way to get to the portal?
So off the bat, we're going to be working on putting the link on other Navajo Nation websites, but for tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for sure, it will be on the Navajo-nsn.gov. That's the main Navajo page, right? And then the other one would be nnooc.org, which is the Navajo Nation Controller's Office. So we'll have that link button on those two websites for sure at 6 a.m. tomorrow. And we're also sharing the link with some of the other websites and social media and so forth. So I'm sure it'll be popping up in various places.
Great. Thank you, Madam Controller. With that, thank you very much for your insight, your leadership on this, and moving forward and helping assisting the process and trying to make sure that we're getting as many applications as we possibly can, and your due diligence and your hard work that you've been been putting in there at the Controller's Office, not only through this, but also through the pandemic, as we know, through this time capsule, I think everybody will know, during the time of COVID-19. So again, thank you very much, Madam Controller. I think I don't know if I want you to leave just yet, so maybe you'll stick around. Let me go back to my colleagues, Honorable Nathaniel Brown, Honorable Charlene So, Honorable Kealan Begay. Is there any questions or actually any follow-up that I can go ahead and, if you want to talk to the people about at this time, I can go ahead and hand the floor over to you.
Speaker, this is Delegate Brown. Basically, I just to tell this past Thursday and Friday, Navajo Nation Nabik Committee, which comprises of the 24th Navajo Nation Council, we did convene, and we are putting more money into the hardship assistance from other areas where monies are not expended. So over 700 million was what was given to the Navajo Nation, and how that was given to the nation and the other counties and tribes is basically on how many people are enrolled on the Navajo Nation. So it is because of your enrollment in Navajo in the census count. That's why it's so important that we have you be counted. And the other part is when you are registered at a chapter house, when you're voting, that's how you are counted also. So when you are enrolled, when you have a census numbers, that's how we got the funding, over 700 million. And now to expend it, it was designated by the United States Congress on when the deadline is. It wasn't the Navajo Nation. We did not create this deadline. It was created by the United States Congress. We have asked for an extension, and we're still awaiting that because of the election that's going on. So it's really important that, going out there and voting, because that's how these fundings are being allocated. And then the deadline, so on behalf of council, we're really pushing to get more funding into hardship assistance. So depending on we as delegate, what we decide how that's going to be used, I get a lot of texts. I get a lot of messages to the point where I can literally not keep up with responding back. Through social media. A lot of you have my cell phone number. A lot of you are actually contacting my family members also, and they're contacting me. So I hear you. I'm sorry that we as council cannot get back to you personally. It's just our phone would simply crash. I think I do get a lot of messages, and I don't decay in Omaha, Nebraska, in New York City, in Germany, and Oklahoma, in all over the globe. We hear you. We don't have to see nothing. We hear you, we see you, and we are not going to leave anyone out. Again, all I would really ask of our people is Sadastin. I know our parents have taught us, our Navajo people, we are praying people. We go deep into Mother Earth. We go deep into maybe as an elected person, I would ask for that. And that's probably the greatest thing that I could ask for is for your prayers. As Navajo people, indigenous people, we have been through so much. We have been through so many atrocities and hardship. This is not the first. And as an elected person, I sit. Idea. Oh, I don't know if I'm being cut off here. But idea, thank you. Speaker and my colleagues, Madam Controller, thank you for all your hard work, and you guys are always in my prayers.
Oh, thank you, Honorable Daniel Brown. With that, Honorable Charlene, so Honorable Calum McGee, maybe 3 minutes.
Madam Controller, comment especially to the Madam Controller, based on the recommendations Madam Controller bandi a application it's opening up to the public. Chapter houses that community centers had applications available. Madam Controller, could you print a sample and a sample of how to fill out the application? And it's going to provide some insight and assistance. I know that at some days with our bigger chapters, with the workers there at the chapters will be very busy and consumed. Madam Controller, I don't know. Madam Controller, by the recommendation of my constituents, the CARES Act the amendments if you can assign someone specifically that speaks Navajo to go to the radio station to give these updates, the people would really appreciate that. Madam Controller, have faith, pray all the time. Quite that these Christianity trading the whole have faith. We again, like I said, we will see this through. We are resilient. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to be on the radio station. KTN, colleagues, speaker, Madam Controller. Have a good evening, and I hope you all have a great and safe week.
Oh, thank you. Che, Honorable Councilman Gay.
Speaker, Aroshn, Anthony Kudo. Adushke, Ada, Hashinella, Daisnofta, Arnold Okudobana in the Kahiki, Naltos, Hadadnaki, Baker of Jing, Masan Hiche. Joshi, Bahada, do Ado Lachi, and Misto List. Ado Kudo is Kado to a patient sections, Niki Joy Adushi is Kado, Bahana Hadjisto, Listo, Dikat. Nicht also is the Hiki sheet at a Kudo, the Nandiniki, Jo Kudo, Baat Edo, listen Hachin, and he aided the heart of the Shinda Creek. They don't have to come back onto the Navajo Nation. And Latin has honored the Shinkodo, the business sections, and the Gihit Ashi, Dohat A. Hadadilla, Bohanet Zada, Lisko, Bat, Ashkin, Sliniki, so Kodo, Benik Toit, Kilchit, Dahusit, Adot, Art, Kodo, Dahusit, Neto, Kilchedahut, a Corbin, Nachikosh, and Slinigit Ashon, the Jiniki, Hajo, innocent, Hajo, Kodo, Nalsos, Linigi, Baby Dahiti, Chido, Kodo. Alat ani belanda isli niki ki hajo benai to kito hajo koto lishan inilzen kopen mashko dit I nadish Mr. Speaker, the 24th Navajo Nation Council, Office of the President, Vice President, Judicial Branch, the Controller's Office kodo ko hotela shik en ostengi ta huis ago kodo ha inki ni do listo ado dina kiskao e nada isla shin kodo ni national to kif ajo yego ta hosia. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kiambige, and thank you very much as time is coming to an end this evening that's on our radio broadcast. And I want to thank my colleagues. Thank you, Che, Honorable Kiambige, although Charlene So, thank you very much for being with us this evening. And then Honorable Nathaniel Brown, Cat, too, as well. Thank you to Madam Controller for taking this part and taking the helm and the leadership role that you have, and really trying to step up and make sure that we're adhering to all the policies and procedures that were given to us in this federal mandate through these CARES funds. And thank you to, most importantly, to my colleagues of the 24th Navajo Nation Council. And thank you to the President for adhering to this and making sure that we're working together on this and getting these documents together, helping each other, getting as much time that we possibly can, and putting that effort in so that our people can go ahead and get the best possible resources that they can from the Navajo Nation government. So again, I thank you for everyone listening in this evening. Thank you for being a part of this discussion. We will have further discussions on the radio throughout the month of November. I don't know if it's every weekend. It's kind of hard to say what times due to the fact of the different radio stations, but you can definitely listen to us on Facebook, Vimeo, YouTube. We are having a busy week, the Navajo Nation Council this week, and as you know, it is voting on Tuesday. So get out there and vote, but please be safe. We have the Navajo Nation election going on, and we have our local, county, municipal, and state and federal election going on too as well. So thank you very much for being here with us this evening, everybody listening in. I just want to say stay safe, stay home as much as you can. Please listen to CDC requirements and making sure that we're working together. So everybody out there, have a good evening, everyone from the Speaker's office and from my colleagues.